Hello, this is Recap Ethiopia, your one-stop shop for a weekly summary of news related to Ethiopia and Ethiopians. Like previous episodes, this week's episode has picked out important news items spanning across different sectors operating in the country. The national celebration and show of support given to the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, the two deals featuring two Ethiopian banks and two international financial institutions, updates from the telecommunication sector of the country, and the story of a 34-year-old Ethiopian artist who received a huge recognition by an international art center will be part of our episode this week. I'm Wongel Tamene, and this is Recap Ethiopia. Ethiopians celebrated the progress in the construction of the country's dam on the Nile River last Sunday. In a joyful demonstration that was summoned by posts on social media and authorized by the government, tens of thousands of residents flooded the streets of Addis Ababa on Sunday afternoon, waving Ethiopian flag and holding up posters supporting the mega dam project. People in cars honked their horns, others whistled, played loud music, and danced in public spaces to mark the occasion. Similar events were held in other cities in Ethiopia as well. Sunday's celebration was made under the theme One Voice for Our Dam, and came after Ethiopian officials announced on July 22 that the first stage of filling the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam reservoir was achieved as planned. According to a report by Associated Press, Ethiopia's Deputy Prime Minister Demeqe Mekonnen called on to the public to rally behind the dam and support the completion of its construction. Demeqe said to attendants of the meeting held at Sheraton Addis International Hotel, "Today is the date in which we celebrate the beginning of the final chapter in our dam's construction. We want the construction to be completed soon and begin solving our problems once and for all." Different social media outlets were also blasting with hashtags like It's My Dam, Ethiopian Nile Rights, and GERD, as many Ethiopian social media users in the country and the diaspora contributed to the festivities by posting different pictures and videos supporting the filling of the dam and Ethiopia's right to use the Nile River for its development. The much-awaited Teddy Afro single, Damo Abay, was also released on Monday, August 3, 2020, adding more fuel to the celebration around the dam. Tedros Kasahun, commonly known as Teddy Afro, is an Ethiopian singer-songwriter. He's also known for using his music to comment on the political climate of Africa, particularly his native country, Ethiopia. His 2017 song, Ethiopia, had over 19 million views on YouTube. And now, he has released another song which is about the Abay River, the longest river in the world. The river is commonly referred to as the Nile River in the international community. Mixed with a popular Ethiopian folklore song known as Chebelo, the song portrays the valor of Ethiopians when it comes to defending their country. Even love bursts into flames if it loses patience, says the translation from one line of the lyrics from the new song Damo Abay. Who's going to be quiet on the issue of Abay are among the questions that Teddy asks in his song as well. His song got 2 million views in just 3 days, as many Ethiopians here and around the world have been listening and continuously sharing it on social media. Take a listen to his song as we highlight some social media posts of the celebration that lighted up into control of the streets of Addis. The events of the past week prove that the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is a big deal to Ethiopia and Ethiopians. It has become the backdrop of Ethiopian unity as it is one of the few issues that people from different backgrounds agree on fully. Its filling is very essential to every Ethiopian's life as well as the development of the country. But what do we really know about this great dam that has 3 countries in constant negotiations for the past decade? Here are the facts. The cornerstone, symbolizing the official beginning of the dam's construction, was laid on the construction site that is located at Guba Wereda of Benishangul Gumuz on April 2, 2011, under the late Prime Minister Meles Zenawi's administration. The height of the main dam is 145 meters, while its length is 1.8 kilometers. The thickness of the main dam is 130 meters at the bottom of the dam, and on the upper part, it is 11 meters. The dam's water holding capacity is 74 billion cubic meters, while the total area covering the dam is 1,680 square miles. When completed, the length of the ground where the water will lie on will be about 246 kilometers. This is just 33 kilometers less than the distance between Addis Ababa and Hawassa. The height of the saddle is 50 meters, while its length is 5.2 kilometers. The dam has 16 power generating units, with each unit generating from 375 to 400 megawatts of power. After the completion, the power the dam will generate will be 6,450 megawatts, and it will be able to irrigate more than 500,000 hectares of land. It will also enable the production of more than 10 tons of fish and is expected to have more than 40 islands. Transport, fishery development, and tourism industries are expected to get huge boosts from the dam. At the moment, the dam's construction stands at 74.26%, and when fully completed, Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam will be the largest hydroelectric dam in Africa, and the Ethiopian government sees it as key to achieving economic stability and for raising citizens out of poverty. Yes, the dam is a very big deal to Ethiopia, and the controversy surrounding it still continues as Egypt, Ethiopia, and Sudan meet for negotiations yet again. Ministers from Egypt, Ethiopia, and Sudan resumed talks on Monday. The meeting aimed to resolve the simmering dispute of Ethiopia's $4.6 billion Grand Renaissance Dam. The dam sits on the Blue Nile, the river that eventually becomes the River Nile in Khartoum, Sudan, as it winds on towards Egypt before disappearing into the Mediterranean Sea. Both Egypt and Sudan remain concerned that Ethiopia will use the dam to constrict the Blue Nile's natural water flow, fueling their adamance on securing a binding agreement that will guarantee a certain amount of water will still flow downstream. The African Union-led talks among the three key Nile Basin countries are trying to resolve a years-long dispute over Ethiopia's construction of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam on the Blue Nile. Ethiopia says the dam will provide electricity to many of its nearly 110 million citizens, while Egypt, with its own booming population of about 100 million, sees the project as an existential threat that could deprive it of its share of the Nile waters. A colonial-era deal between Ethiopia and Britain prevents upstream countries from taking any actions such as building dams and filling reservoirs that would reduce the share of Nile's water which the deal gave downstream countries, Egypt and Sudan. Ethiopia's Blue Nile is the source of as much as 85% of the Nile River water, while electricity coverage in the country remains less than 50, according to several sources. Sudan's irrigation minister Yasir Abbas said that Ethiopia's proposal on Tuesday threatened the entire negotiation, which had just resumed through online conferencing on Monday. Sudan and Egypt objected to Ethiopia's filling of the reservoir on the dam without a deal among the three nations. On Monday, the three agreed that technical and legal teams would continue their talks on the disputed points, including how much water Ethiopia would release downstream in case of a major drought. Ethiopia on Tuesday floated a proposal that would leave the operation of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam to the successful signing of a comprehensive treaty on the Blue Nile, according to the Sudanese minister. But with the rainy season, which started last month in Ethiopia, bringing more water to the Blue Nile, Ethiopia wants to fill the reservoir as soon as possible. As a reply, Ethiopia's irrigation ministry said on Wednesday the proposal was in line with the outcome of an African Union summit in July and Monday's meeting of the irrigation ministers. It said that the talks are expected to reconvene on August 10, as proposed by Egypt. Ethiopian Irrigation Minister Seleshi Bekele tweeted on Tuesday that his country would like to sign the agreement around the first filling of the dam as soon as possible, and while also stressing Ethiopia's adamance to continue negotiations to finalize a comprehensive agreement in subsequent periods. Even though Ethiopia got its first bank over a century ago on February 15, 1906, under the leadership of Emperor Menelik II, the banking industry in the country has not shown the same level of growth when compared to other countries. There are a number of reasons for this. Political variables, the country's economic context, cultural challenges among the public, and policies by different governments have been identified by academicians and financial experts in the past. The statistics for the level of financial inclusion in Ethiopia is a very good indicator for the slow development of the field of banking in the country. An article by Takasta Birhanu and Hussein Azadi titled Financial Inclusion in Ethiopia, Is It on the Right Track?, for instance, had the following to say about the level of development in the banking field in Ethiopia. For instance, 82% of adults own accounts in Kenya, 50% in Rwanda, and 43% of adults have an account in the region. Only less than 1/4 of adults in Ethiopia have a formal account. The World Bank also concurs with the above assertion. According to the World Bank, only 35% of Ethiopians have formal bank accounts. In addition to the stats, the fact that there's no infrastructure in the country allowing Ethiopians to make international payments using secure online payment gateways shows the low level of financial inclusion in the country. This, in turn, has made it near impossible for Ethiopians to access several services and commodities in the international market. These are staggering facts, wouldn't you say? For an industry with over 114 years of operation, this is truly an underachievement, but it also presents a huge opportunity for future development. This is why many international financial organizations have set their eyes upon the East African nation. Just this week, two Ethiopian banks have reached agreements with two international financial institutions. These partnerships are expected to bridge the gap in the financial sector in the country. So let's have a look at these deals. On Wednesday, August 5, 2020, the first deal between Lion International Bank and the international B2B cross-border payment network provider, Tunes, was made. The partnership between the two financial institutions is expected to increase bank coverage in the country. The new partnership has been made to bolster the cash pickup service in Ethiopia. Lion International Bank is already engaged in the field with its Hello Cash and Hello Wallet services, but the deal is expected to further ramp up the operation even more. The high remittance receiving countries' low banking coverage is also expected to benefit from the above deal. According to PR Newswire, Ato Getachew Solomon said the following about the deal. Lion International Bank strives to reach the underbanked society through its Hello Cash wallet and its Hello Cash agent banking service throughout the country. The partnership with Tunes is a golden opportunity for us due to its nature of accessibility through transfer cash pickup, Hello Cash wallet service, and bank account. The CEO of Tunes also shared his views on the deal and the unique opportunity it presents to both institutions as well as the Ethiopian banking industry. Like Lion International Bank, we are committed towards enhancing the access to and usage of financial services in Ethiopia. The partnership will enable Tunes to increase remittance options available to Ethiopians and extend our reach in the country. This is a significant step towards improving financial access for underserved segment of the population, such as the unbanked and rural communities. Tunes is an international company that provides real-time global cross-border payment platforms for emerging markets and has its headquarters in Singapore. The institution operates globally, contributing to the Global Financial Inclusion Project. Tunes works to enable mobile wallet providers, platforms, money transfer operators, and banks to make financial services accessible worldwide. Since Tunes was established in 2016, it has facilitated real-time transactions for millions of people and businesses across the world. The new partnership with Lion International Bank is believed to be part of the above work Tunes has been doing since its establishment. The second deal, which was between Abyssinia Bank and the international online payment getaway service provider Visa, was reported on August 5, 2020. This partnership between the Ethiopian Bank and Visa is expected to boost the non-existent online payment platform in Ethiopia. Currently, none of the banks in Ethiopia offer such a payment infrastructure. If a person in Ethiopia wants to pay for a particular good on online shopping platforms such as Amazon and eBay, or secure the streaming services like Netflix, Spotify, or YouTube Premium, the only way is to find a person living abroad or pay more to get it from someone with an international bank account. Even though diaspora accounts have been recently allowed people to save in foreign currency in Ethiopia, local Ethiopians still cannot save in dollars. The new partnership is part of the work being done in the field of e-commerce in Ethiopia. Even though the ability of Ethiopians to make international payments is still limited because of the strict law around foreign currency, the agreement is expected to boost the Ethiopian e-commerce market by making the country part of a global Visa online payment ecosystem. The partnership would give customers of the bank access to the Visa CyberSource gateway and allow them to make online payments using the different forms of payment cards. The deal will also make the Bank of Abyssinia the first bank in the East African nation to offer such services to its customers. The ability of Ethiopians living in the country to make international payments will likely require a huge shift in policy by Prime Minister Abay's administration. This is because the current Ethiopian accounts are solely based on the country's currency, the birr. The policy prohibiting Ethiopians to possess foreign currency, let alone save it in registered bank accounts, presents a huge challenge to the development of the e-commerce industry. However, the partnership is expected to introduce the e-commerce industry in the country, as well as allowing foreigners and the Ethiopian diaspora to make payments for local services and goods by using Visa cards. This is a huge step forward, according to the Chief Digital Banking Officer of the Bank of Abyssinia, Wongel Tamene, who, according to reports from the East African Business Weekly, had the following to say after the partnership was made public. "We are excited to be the first bank to implement Visa CyberSource payment gateway in Ethiopia and start the e-commerce acquiring business. This journey is evidence of our commitment and ambition to impact the payments ecosystem. I believe this will enable the e-commerce businesses to grow and expand further." According to Wongel Tamene, the partnership will boost e-commerce-based businesses to offer online payment in Ethiopia, as well as allowing the diaspora and other persons living abroad to shop for local goods online. Abay, Visa's country manager for Ethiopia, added on the comments made by Wongel Tamene by stating that embracing digital payments and a potentially cashless society is where the future lies. Visa is investing more than ever in our global assets, infrastructure, and digital capabilities to reshape the future of commerce. For merchants, digital payment means reducing costs associated with handling and losing cash, and broadening their customer base as more and more people move away from cash. We're very proud to partner with Bank of Abyssinia to ensure that the market enjoys a range of domestic and international benefits that will transform their e-commerce experience. The growth in the e-commerce field is indeed astonishing and presents a huge opportunity for Ethiopia's e-commerce businesses. For food delivery businesses like Deliver Addicts and Zmol, taxi service providers such as Ride, Catch, Feres, and Zayride, online payment infrastructures such as this one could boost their operation, helping them reach more customers while at the same time operating in secure online payment environments. Existing online shopping platforms such as Zayla Store will also receive a huge boost, while the recent development could open the e-commerce market up for more similar online shopping platforms. Ethiopia might have to wait a little bit more to have bank cards that allow its citizens to make international payments, but this is a good start for the long journey the country has ahead of it to catch up with the rest of the world in terms of banking and financial inclusion. As the Ethiopian market opens up to different global financial technologies, more deals similar to the ones reported above could be on their way in the near future. Let's move on to the next topic. The government-owned telecom company Ethio Telecom reported a 47.7 billion birr revenue in the 2019-2020 fiscal year. The fiscal year ended on June 30, 2020. And compared to the revenue collected by the telecom company in the previous year, the figure has increased by 31.4%. Ethio Telecom is in the process of preparing itself for competition in the telecom market for the very first time, and it has achieved 105.1% of its targets, according to the company. The sole telecom provider in Ethiopia also reported that 49% of the revenue was generated from mobile services, 29% from the data and internet, 9% from international businesses, and 9.4% from value-added services, and 3.6% from other services. In the past year, Ethio Telecom paid 11.3 billion birr in taxation and a dividend amounting to 4 billion birr to the government, which is the sole owner of the company. The state monopoly serviced 380 million birr in the loans. The report also recorded that the Chinese telecom giants ZTE and Huawei have undertaken massive telecom infrastructure projects in Ethiopia with vendor financing schemes. Ethio Telecom subscribers have reached 46.2 million, of which 44.5 million are mobile voice subscribers. The company has 23.8 million data and internet subscribers, 980,000 fixed services, and 212,000 broadband subscribers. Ethio Telecom also made it public that it spent 1.1 billion euros on activities related to corporate social responsibilities, the highest amount allocated to such initiatives by the company in previous years. According to the CEO, the company donated 100 million birr to support the COVID-19 response in the country. The company had also financed major government projects such as the Addis Ababa City Beautification Projects and the Green Legacy Initiative. But the year was not without its challenges for the sole telecom provider in Ethiopia. Infrastructure vandalism and security issues, commercial power interruption, the coronavirus pandemic, and telecom fraud were identified as the major challenges facing the company. The company's annual report indicated that 1,161 infrastructure damages reported in the past year, which showed an increase of 33% compared to last year. 10 security personnel were killed and 4 sustained physical injuries. 12 were abducted and 4 vehicles were damaged. As you all may know already, the Ethiopian government is undertaking a radical telecom reform program that aims at liberalizing the telecom market in Ethiopia. The Ethiopian Communications Authority is in the process of granting 2 licenses for international telecom operators. The Ministry of Finance, which is spearheading the telecom reform program, is looking for a strategic partner that would acquire a 40% stake on the state's monopoly. As part of that effort, Ethio Telecom has hired the international consulting firm KPMG to conduct asset valuation work. However, recent developments in the privatization project, the Ethiopian government has decided to deny entry to telecom infrastructure companies who want to build telecommunication towers and other infrastructure in the country. The announcement came after several companies approached Ethiopian authorities to enter the telecom markets. The management of Ethio Telecom played a huge role in the decision prohibiting foreign telecoms from joining the Ethiopian market. The 126-year-old company currently has 36,000 employees and 249,000 distributors. The 34-year-old Ethiopian artist Wongel Tamene describes himself as a young Ethiopian that uses a variety of media, including video, painting, photography, text, and found materials. According to him, his works of art are usually influenced by the history and identity of his country, Ethiopia. Making use of different historical archives, he has produced a number of projects depicting the unique Ethiopian perspective informed by history and cultural identity. Currently living in Oslo, Norway, Wongel is a graduate of Mekelle University in the field of marketing management, in addition to receiving his bachelor's in fine arts from Addis Ababa University School of Fine Arts and Design in 2012. He has also completed his postgraduate studies at the University of Tromsø Academy of Contemporary Art and Creative Writing, earning his MA in Contemporary Art from the Norwegian University in 2017. This week was a great milestone for the Ethiopian artist, when the shortlist for the 2021 Future Generation Art Prize was revealed on Wednesday, August 5, 2020, Wongel was one of 21 selected artists included in the list. According to the website, the selected artists were selected after lengthy consideration of over 11,700 global applicants. The Pinchuk Art Center, a private contemporary art center located in Kiev, Ukraine, is in charge of organizing and awarding the prize. The center considered applicants from over 200 countries before making the decision on 21 artists shortlisted for the next stages of the competition. Wongel is one of the 2 Africans to be featured in the list announced by the Pinchuk Center alongside 26-year-old South African artist Bronwyn Katz. Other candidates featured in the list include artists from the US, the UK, China, Poland, Singapore, Norway, South Korea, Afghanistan, and Guadeloupe, among others. Wongel has held exhibitions in Norway, London, and Addis Ababa, where he received recognition for his work. The Future Generation Art Prize was first founded in 2009 by the Pinchuk Art Center. The winner of the competition will be given prize money amounting to $100,000, of which 60% will be given as a cash prize, and the remaining 40% will be invested in the practice of the winning artists. The next step of the competition will be exhibition in the Pinchuk Art Center, scheduled to be held between October 2021 and January 2022. Following that, the winner will be announced by the Art Center in December 2021 and present his or her work at the renowned Venice Biennale Festival in 2022. The inclusion of the artist in the list is indicative of the growing international recognition for Ethiopian artists, and Recap Ethiopia would like to congratulate Wongel on being included in the shortlist for a renowned prize such as this one. Recap Ethiopia also wishes the young Ethiopian artists all the best in the next steps of the competition. That's it for this week's episode. Tune in next week for more of Recap Ethiopia.